The first people God ever made were Adam and Eve. He made them a beautiful place to live called the Garden of Eden. But Adam and Eve didn't do what God told them. When someone disobeys God, that's called sin. Sin tries to ruin and break God's perfect plans for us. Adam and Eve had done wrong, but that didn't mean God was going to just get rid of them. God had plans to redeem them. When God redeems something, that means he takes something that's broken and he makes it new. So, when they sinned, he redeemed them by making them clothes and letting them live their lives outside the Garden of Eden. He then made a promise, and this one was big, the biggest. He promised one day a man would come and defeat the serpent, which is Satan. The man he was talking about is Jesus, the one who would make all of us new. Adam and Eve lived their lives outside of the Garden of Eden and had 2 sons. Their oldest son was named Cain, and when he was older, he became a farmer and grew vegetables. Their younger son was named Abel, and he became a shepherd and raised sheep. They knew that the food they grew and the wool from the sheep were gifts from God, so the boys brought God offerings to say thank you. God was happier with Abel's offering than Cain's because Abel brought the very first of his firstborn sheep. This made Cain upset, and he took it out on his brother and killed him. God asked Cain where Abel was. Cain pretended not to know. But God knew what had happened and that Cain was lying because God knows everything. Because Cain had sinned, he would have to leave home and wander the world. Farming would also be really hard for him for the rest of his life. Cain was scared that because of what he did, he would be killed. But God always has a plan to make us new. God promised Cain that he would protect his life. In this real-life story, 3 different people disobeyed God: Adam and Eve and Cain. They all sinned, but God is faithful even when we disobey him. No matter what we do, we can remember God can make us new. And that's the end of this story. But God's story goes on forever.